Peace and blessings, world, and welcome to another edition of Fresh Perspective, where we give you a fresh look on this week's hot topics. And today we're going to start out with that shield, the NFL, the gift that keeps on giving. But before we get started, I'm your host, Irvin Hawkins. First, I'd like to introduce Mr. Jeremy Flanagan, the Blueprint. How you doing today, brother?
I'm cooling, feeling mighty good going into championship week.
Okay. And also, I'd like to introduce that great orator and tactician, Mr. D. Burts. How you doing?
Hey man, it feels good. You're talking to the future SEC champion Bulldog, and Julio Jones is back and in full effect.
And in a later show, we are going to talk about the SEC champion. But first, I want to talk about this shield. A lot of good things happened this weekend. A lot of great performances. Julio Jones shaking people out of their shoes. Antonio Brown tiptoe, and I'm not talking about in a bad way. Tiptoe on the sideline champion. Blueprint. What stuck out to you, man? What you want to talk about this week?
I definitely want to talk about, well, first thing first, talking about the NFL, about, uh, I mean, they do look for real. But one of the main questions right now, who is the MVP of the NFL?
All right, talk to me. Who do you
What
think?
states? Is I have to make a very strong argument for, well, that's that's in New England right now. Who is playing better outside of Carson Wentz, who haven't played all year long? Although he do have the number one scoring offense in the NFL, average the most points. Their defense is one as far as scoring defense, but Brady and what it is this guy has done work since he came back from suspension, right? Since he came back from suspension on last year, astronomical. Then on top of that, to finish on opening week against the Kansas City Chiefs, and you lose a big game like that, everybody thought the Patriots was done. We struggled in the first couple of weeks in the season as far as our defense was concerned, and Tom Brady has been the key. He has balled out every single game up until this point. Who else is right now better than Tom Brady?
All right, well, I'll
Who
tell
else?
you this. Let me jump in real quick because Mr. D. Burts has an interesting take on why your Patriots win 11 games every year, and I think the world needs to hear this. DB, how do you feel about the Patriots, man, in their wonderful division?
Well, listen, man. No disrespect to the great Tom Brady, but it's only one player playing the quarterback position better than him or equal to him right now, and that's the young boy in Philadelphia who's leading his team to a 10-1 record.
Yes,
But
sir.
um, to Tom Brady's defense, he does this year in and year out. This is nothing new. We've not seen anything that we haven't seen from number 12, and it's almost punishing him to a certain degree because people are not really respecting the greatness and the consistency and the level of play that he's displaying this season because we see this all the time. Um, so I really think if Carson Wentz or early in the season Deshaun Watson wasn't playing at the level that they were playing, this will be a runaway. This will be a landslide. And Tom Brady could still very well walk away with the NFL MVP because Carson Wentz, he's going to earn that MVP this year. He's going to earn it. These next 2 weeks, they got the Rams and the Seahawks, and he's going to have to play lights out in both of those games for them to
well,
get
I,
it.
well, I'll be honest with you. I believe in the young man, and you guys were talking about Jared Goff earlier. I thought Jared Goff was going to be dumpster juice. And that man was showing me something serious last night. He was throwing people open. He was, anticipating like he has come a long way and
Well,
seems like
he
mhm.
definitely was in a great rhythm last night. They did a good job of getting the intermediate passing game going. Sean McVay, he got the offense pumping right now. We all know the Rams had defense for years. If you go back, remember they drafted all defensive players for like 3 years in a row. Then they shocked the world by getting the young Tavon Austin. But make no mistake about it, the Rams are a for real team. Only thing that may hurt them later on down the road is the experience. Right now, they're playing some amazing football.
And that's speaking of playing amazing football, the Chiefs were playing amazing football in the first part of the season, but right now, man, they're just in the funk. My question is it time to bench Alex Smith?
Well,
Absolutely.
go ahead, Jay. You tell me why.
I think you bench Alex Smith because, like you said, what it is that we see year in and year out with Tom Brady, this is what we see year in and year out with Alex Smith. Um, him leading this football team. I mean, think about it. They have a great young running back who is really good. And then he has a couple of weapons on the outside and in the inside in his receiving core who he can get the football to. I think you come in, you give a guy and pass. Well, your season is not all the way gone completely. You give your guy Pastor Lynch a chance, and maybe they rally around this guy, and he can bring another spirit to where they could win some football games. Because right now, putting your faith in Alex Smith is going to get you right now, and that's on a downtrend. As the season is supposed to be progressing and teams are trending and getting better, your team um is getting weaker by the minute when you look at the decisions that he makes, especially on the football field. He's become more so of that game manager that we were accustomed to seeing, and he's not firing off, letting the football go when he should be letting the football go. And you need a guy in Pastor Lynch who will come in and be able to make some things happen. I think you go ahead and shoot the bullet now and give your guy an opportunity.
Well,
Hmm.
for me, I disagree with that 100%. It's not time to put the rookie Patrick Mahomes in the game right now. It's not time for that. The Chiefs have more than one issue than the quarterback position, and right now they're still currently in first place in that division. So there's no need to panic. The defense is atrocious. The Chiefs for years have been known for playing amazing defense. They are ranked in the bottom four. They can't stop a nosebleed. I mean, Eric Berry was an important player, but they still had some pretty dynamic defensive players on that team to at least stay above the bottom half of the league. And right now, they can't stop anybody. You got the Chargers who was heating up. You got the Raiders who just took care of Denver, Talib and Crabtree out there fighting over chains and things of that nature. But I don't think it's time to panic. I think it's time to reevaluate, refocus, establish the run game again. They have not been able to run the ball at all since everybody was put on notice about Mr. Kareem Hunt. We've been hunting for him because we ain't seen him. Teams have been taking him away.
And you make some really powerful points, and let's not forget about Andy Reid, who I think is also a strong and solid coach. I believe in Andy Reid. Normally, Andy Reid teams always finish about what, at least 10-6, 9-7.
Tennessee, Tennessee, 9-7, yeah.
Yeah, so I believe Andy Reid has what it takes to get it turned around. But another week or two of
And, thi-
this, I
and
think we're
this
going to
and
send
this year,
the young guy.
and this year 9-7 to get you a division win and a first round home game. That's what it'll get you.
How about that? How about that?
Hmm.
Okay,
I don't even
okay.
think they're good enough to beat the Jets right now.
And also
Football team who's been playing.
we got to talk about this wide receiver play. We got treated this week. I mean, did you see Julio turn number 29 around, boy, like a dreidel?
Well, I saw it, and for a long time I already knew what AB brought to the table, Julio brought to the table, Odell Beckham Jr. brings to the table.
Hmm.
Now people are starting to really see what DeAndre Hopkins brings to the table. Thanksgiving, you got to treat and see what Keelan Allen brings to the table. I
Mm.
mean, wide receiver position is one of the most deep and dynamic positions in the game of football. We named all those receivers and still haven't brought up Larry Fitzgerald, still haven't brought up AJ Green. I mean, this thing is going unreal right now at that position. These players are getting better.
It's some talent in the league.
Oh man, I feel bad to be a defensive back right now. I don't want to take these guys.
Absolutely. Hey, Blueprint, get some, man. How you feel about this talent at wide receiver in this league? Who entertained you this week?
Well, definitely, I was entertained last night by but that game by Julio Jones. I mean, the route in that game was so crisp. I mean, Julio was on fire, and it's phenomenal to see when you got two guys who are considered the best at the position. At wide receiver, Julio and Antonio Brown to both have big games and in a position to be successful and win. I mean, it's always good. We really are going to see what within this stretch going towards the end of the year or these next three games, December 17th, when they have a date with New England. So we'll really be able to see where they are. And then the same thing with the gauntlet that Atlanta has to go through. And what Atlanta has to do is to get that guy number 11 the football the way they got him the football on this past Sunday.
Okay, okay.
Unlike the New England Patriots, currently right now the NFC South have three teams that's in the playoffs. So no cakewalk. You got to come to play every week. Unlike the New England Patriots, hey man, we knock out the Jets, bang on Buffalo, win a couple big games. The New England Patriots are equivalent to the Roll Tide of NFL football.
Whoa, time out. We're not going to do this. Whoa, we're not going to do this.
Wow.
We hold on. First of all, let's talk about this.
We're gonna play
the AFC East being a sorry division, but the same Atlanta Falcons lost to the Buffalo Bills. Am I right?
Yeah, we lost.
The same Atlanta Falcons lost to the Miami Dolphins. Am I right?
Yeah.
The same Atlanta Falcons lost to the New England Patriots again this year. Am I right? So for you to say that the AFC East is
trash.
A cupcake division, trash. But y'all have not beat anybody in the division yet.
Very. We beat
losses came to what? To who?
No, we beat the Jets. We beat the Jets.
In a game that was a close, very close ball game. Am I right?
All the games were close. Don't sit and act like.
Oh, well, we're not going to say the Miami Dolphins game was
we was
close.
Beating Miami. They came back and won. We beating Buffalo. They came back and won. Tell the whole story. Those are two.
New England. The New England game was not close.
I did.
Miami had 21 points.
Did you hear me mention the New England game? I said Miami we were winning, and I said Buffalo we was winning. I did not say anything.
Miami, you were winning in the first half.
Well, I expected us to lose.
You was winning in the first half. Oh, so you expected them to lose. What about okay?
Yeah. Come on.
Well, I'm just saying the AFC East is a cupcake league, but y'all haven't won one game.
First. I'm a football fan first. And for me to sit here with a straight face and tell you that the Atlanta Falcons was going to go up to Foxborough and get a win, that I would have been lying. I'm not going to say.
But y'all don't have a win against nobody in the AFC East except for the Jets.
Well,
so what makes that okay? So what makes that division?
We got a better record than every team in your division. Matter of fact, every team in our division got a better record than every team in your division outside of your team. Even the worst team in our division. But they got
to win against
y'all. Got a better record than Buffalo. And they're in our division.
But guess what? Have we not beat the best teams in your division? Except for maybe one.
Who y'all
and that's Carolina Panthers.
Who y'all beat?
We beat Atlanta. We beat New Orleans. And we lost to Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is and we beat Tampa Bay. Matter of fact, earlier this year.
Tampa Bay is not hard to beat.
But I'm just saying we cupcake through y'all, but y'all can't cupcake through our division.
Y'all not played the Seahawks.
The Seahawks, really?
Those are the top teams.
The Seahawks, really? Who they pose a problem to? Cam Chancellor's gone for the year.
Come on now, don't do the Seahawks like that.
They're done.
Don't do the Seahawks like that.
Defensively, they're done.
Don't get cute. Don't get cute like they're down on the 2-yard line. Don't get
defensively, they're done, man. That was the Super. Brady not cooked them up. Did Brady?
I got you.
Did Brady not cook them up?
He cooked them
Brady
up.
not cooked them up. I just want
to come on. I know that you're a Patriot fan.
But I'm
getting cute down there on the 2-yard line is the reason why you got that smirk on your face because your ass is ridiculous.
Guess what?
Real quick,
They
fellas, real quick. I just like the world to let them know that they are listening to Fresh Perspective, man, and y'all cooking up this heat for everybody right now. But we getting to that point. We getting to that point where we got to give our final perspective. So, Goat Blueprint was just on fire. I need you to start it off. What's your final perspective on this week on the NFL?
Man, that man ain't on fire, man. We've been watching Tom Brady for almost 15 years do the same thing year in, year out. They better take care of Pittsburgh Steelers on the 17th because we all know if Tom Brady got to go on the road in the playoffs, it don't look good.
Okay. Now, Blueprint, final perspective for you, sir.
Oh, this is my final perspective. I want to talk about Oakland and Denver. You got two teams who are on the edge of pretty much not having anything to play for, but you showed a lack of character and respect for the game itself. Um, you had a lot of kids who were there at that game who did not need to see Michael Crabtree act out of hand and act the way he did.
Mm.
Akeem Talib. I mean, if you get your chain snatched twice, if it happens the first time, you know what? That was last season. This is a whole new year. You could tell that he just came out with the mindset of I'm gonna get thrown out this football game. I don't care what happens. And when you have that type of mentality going out there, it's just points to all red flags towards Michael Crabtree. And then you have the guy who is looking for all the attention in the world, and Marshawn Lynch, who is walking the key to leave to the sidelines, making sure he goes to the locker room. I mean, it's just bad for the Shield, and I don't think is a good place for the NFL right now, based upon everything else that is transfolding throughout the year. But as we get ready to push forward towards the playoffs, I'm looking for some really good football from some of these teams like Philadelphia, St. Louis, New Orleans, Atlanta making a comeback. Can Carolina be able to straddle the fence with Cam Newton? So it's a whole lot of things that are about to transfold in the NFL, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, and I'll quickly say this as my final perspective. I owe somebody an apology, Mister Jadavian Clowney. I owe you an apology. I was talking cash money stuff about your career and about how ineffective you've been, and I guess I was just focusing on the first 2 years.
And what
This
I tell
man,
you,
this
tell them
man
what
is
I told you.
this man is an absolute animal, and he is giving my Ravens all that they can handle. Absolute animal. So I owe this man an apology. Phenomenal. It's a joy to watch this brother work. And once again, world, you was listening to Fresh Perspective. If you enjoyed what we was talking about, please hit the like button, hit the follow if you're not already subscribed. Please tell a friend, share it. Peace and blessings.